We've done a number of shows on scams. One of the worst targeting scams is against veterans. AARP and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service have launched Operation Protect Veterans to help raise awareness of common scams targeting veterans. Here to discuss scams that veterans should be aware of is my veteran law partner, Michael Solomon. So as I've said, we've talked about senior scams. So what are some of these bad things that are happening with scams against veterans?
By the way, I'm not a real veteran, just so we don't.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's true.
Okay, so, but AARP and the U.S. Post Office, they got together and published a book on many ways that veterans are targeted versus everyone else in general. And you can get a copy of that. You can go to the AARP website. It should be on the screen, but it's aarp.org/protectveterans. And then you get a copy of this booklet, which shows a lot of the ways that people are trying to go after veterans. I'll cover some of these, we'll see how much time we have. The first one is that veterans many times can qualify for a pension or a disability payment. And they're being scammed by some people who say, look, we'll get you a lump sum amount for these benefits. The trouble is, many times, those lump sum payments just aren't a good deal, according to AARP. They may not be a good deal for veterans. So they need to be very, very careful on that line. Along the other similar sort of scam is that they'll meet people and say, look, we need to mix up your investments, change them a lot so you'll qualify for more government benefits. And that's probably not true. So what's recommended under the AARP booklet is that they contact the Ohio Department of Veterans Affairs. There's a toll-free number on the screen, and you can find out exactly what you're entitled to. You can go to their website or talk to them. They'll help you. The telephone number is 877-644-6838. So that's a number to call, and then you can that's a good place to start.
Okay. How about another scam?
Well, okay, remember that telephone number I gave you?
Yeah, you just sent the telephone number, right?
That's right. Okay, so the latest scam is that the scammers will set up toll-free numbers rather than the number I gave you was 877, so maybe they do an 800. And so the veteran, they automatically dial 800 because that was the typical toll-free number, and they dial the rest of the number. And so you get a number, and that's a scam location. So they pretend they're the veterans. You've called what you thought was the right number, and then they start trying to get as much information from you as they can. You know, I had that happen to me with the TV cable. I called a number, but I had the wrong first three digits. I called 800.
So the 7 digits are the same. It's just those first three that they switch out.
And I started talking to the guy, and he kept trying to sell me a completely different system, which I thought was strange, and I realized it, and I hung up. So make sure you know who you're dialing. Double check the number.
All right. So how about another scam?
Okay,
These are just awful. We want to talk about as many as we can.
That's right. So this one is that you get a phone call from the VA, purportedly from the VA, saying, look, we need some more information. We need to update your records. Give us, your telephone number, date of birth, social security number, and they start peeling information out of you. The VA never calls you. So if you get one of those phone calls, hang up. Similarly, they sometimes call and say, look, we can get you all your documents from the VA, all your government records and all the paperwork you need, and we'll just charge you $100 or some number like that. That's reasonable, it saves me time and effort. The information's free. You don't have to pay for it. So again, if you have any problems, call the Ohio Department of Veterans Affairs and Veteran Services, and there's a number. It's not a toll-free number. It's 614-644-0898, or go to the government website, the Ohio website, which is DVS, Department of Veterans Services, .ohio.gov.
Okay.
Hopefully, if you Google it, you'll get the right place. Make sure you go to the right website.
That's important,
we talked about that on another show where they have these phony websites.
That's
the world's
true.
out there trying to grab everything they can from you. You have to be real careful.
Phony toll-free numbers, phony websites.
Right.
It's a scary world out
really
there.
Is.
So, now this was, though, very helpful information for our veterans. Remember to contact the Ohio Department of Veterans Services, or for more information, call Mike. The number is next.
Call Solomon, Steiner and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. On next week's show, sweet treats for your next party. Plus, tips on making your home senior-friendly. And we'll work on that spring smile. But until next week, when we've got all that great information, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
If you'd like to join our kitchen conversation, visit our website, www.goldenopportunities.tv. Like us on Facebook. Call us at 440-742-GO-TV or email us at kitchen@goldenopportunities.tv. We'd love to hear from you.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.